You're listening to Top 4, a new series presented by the Game Pitch Podcast.
Join hosts Brandon and Eli as they build gaming Mount Rushmores every week.
Enjoy topics that range from the best multiplayer types to the top bug Pokemon.
Catch fresh episodes of Top 4 every Wednesday on the Project Nerd Network.
And don't miss new episodes of the Game Pitch Podcast, dropping every Monday morning.
Let's get ready to rank.
Hello and welcome to the Top 4 and More podcast presented by Game Pitch on the Project Nerd Network. I'm Eli. We rank things. I'm with Brandon. Brandon, what's happening?
A whole lot. A whole lot. Elijah, I'm really excited about the topic today.
Are you? Well, okay, so you know what? I picked this topic, but you go ahead and tell the people.
We're ranking top 4 bug type Pokemon. Elijah, so if you're not familiar with the formula of the show, 1 week I pick a topic and we rank, top 4 of this, and then the next week Elijah picks a topic. This was Elijah's topic. Elijah, walk me through what was going on in Elijah Lands when you decided to pick this as our topic.
Man, bug Pokemon don't get enough shine. It's always about the fancy types, be it the psychics, the dragons, the fairy, the fire, the water, the grass. Bug Pokemon never get enough shine. And there's other types like maybe the ground just poison type, just Pokemon that are just like, they take a backseat. They're always like a sub-type or like, it's a this and a that. It's like, I feel like I wanted to give these guys a little more time in the spotlight, really.
Elijah, I see what you're saying for sure. With that being said, I think you're not going to like the reasoning on some of my picks here based off of what you just said. So this should be interesting.
Okay. Well, like Brandon said, if you're not familiar with the format, basically what we do is we do rank, but we start with some honorable mentions, sometimes even dishonorable mentions. So you got some honorable mentions for me, bud?
I sure do. So my honorable mentions are going to be Metapod, Beedrill, and I don't know how to pronounce this one for sure. Galvantula.
Okay.
He's like an electric like tarantula
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him before. I know what he looks like. He's kind of cute. Or his first form is cute. The second one's kind of like rawr.
Yeah.
more tarantula-y.
Okay,
sure. So why Beedrill and why Metapod?
Beedrill, because when I was looking up like stats, Beedrill was pretty stacked, dude. He's up there. What I was looking at broke it down, like it gave everything, a point value, and then it added like a total to calculate like a power level. And Beedrill was like number 3 or 4 for like all bug Pokemon, I guess, which was very surprising. Also, save the bumblebees, duh.
Okay, gotcha. No, I feel you on that. So here's the thing. So in true us fashion, you like went in and were like, oh, stat wise, this guy's good. And I was just like, ooh, that one's pretty. So all of my choices are like that, essentially, in my real list. My honorable mentions, I like Crustle. He's the one that's just like a Paris that was just buried under like a square of dirt. Like he's the crab that just has the dirt on top of him. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know why the square of dirt that's on top of him is so like angular and like perfect. He's like a piece of cake almost, but it's dirt on top of him. So I enjoy his look. I put Kabuto and Kabutops on here, even though they're not bug Pokemon. They just look like bugs to me.
Those are the fossils, right?
Yeah. The tan fossils, the two. So like they're crustaceans, but those two, I just always have felt like they're bugs. They look like bugs to me. They look like big alien bugs, like Parasect and like Heracross, like in Kabuto or in like Kabutops could be like all hanging out and be bugs together. So that one's just always been weird to me.
It's funny you say that because I was actually very surprised that they weren't bug Pokemon when I was looking up a list of bug Pokemon so that we could do this. So no, I agree 100%. They do look like bug Pokemon.
But they're not. So I guess what entails a bug Pokemon? Just like insectular, like I guess an alien from Aliens would not be a bug Pokemon, even though in my head I'm like, that's a bug. Like,
yeah, for sure. Well, that's an interesting thing that you bring up because I could have sworn that Flygon was a bug Pokemon. He looked like a bug dragon, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember his actual type, but he was going to be number 1 on my list before I realized that he wasn't a bug dragon.
Oh, that's sad, but you're right. You would, even just with his name, you would think that he's a bug Pokemon.
Yeah.
If you just said the name, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a bug Pokemon, obviously. I do have to, it's not a dishonorable mention, but it's not Kakuna. Like, Kakuna is not a honorable mention on this list.
Okay.
I don't like Kakunas. I don't like their shape. They're intimidating. I'm not a fan of them.
All right, just not a fan of Kakunas. I can dig that.
That brings us to your number 4 friend. What is your 4?
Frosmoth.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I know what Frosmoth is. I might have to Google this right now, like live on the pod. Tell me about Frosmoth.
Please Google it live on the pod because I'll talk about my second point. But my first point is that he is an ice. He's like an ice moth, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
one of the things that I mentioned earlier, like about you not liking the reasoning for why I'm, picking these Pokemon as my top 4 is because I was like, how can I build the most versatile bug Pokemon team of 4? Like, if this was my, like, not SEAL Team 6, but Bug Team 4, what would it be? Okay.
you're looking for versatility.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I wanted to grab some Pokemon with some cool secondary like types, and
Okay.
ice was a cool one. He I think was like the only ice bug Pokemon that I saw on there. But on Bug Team 4 he's just going to be able to deal some damage that other bug Pokemon might not be able to. And then my second point, I hope you have him Googled
I do.
because he looks like he's just constantly vibing.
I was gonna say, like, this one is very elegant. It's definitely like it enters a room and people take notice. So yeah, I feel you. Because it is there. It is an emperor type Pokemon. It is mighty. Yeah, I feel that all the way.
Cool. Elijah, I want to hear your number 4.
Well, it's much sexier than my number 4, your Frostmoth here. I'm kind of feeling like a schlub now. This Bug Team 4 seems like it's gonna wipe mine. I chose a Charabug because it looks like a bus and it reminds me of the Magic School Bus. It's that one that like has like the window for a mouth and the windshield wiper eyes, and it's just like a square, but it's like a caterpillar. I don't know. I like Charabug.
This is terrible. This is so gross, man. Wow.
I like him. He's the Magic School Bus of Pokemon. He's great.
That's okay, cool. Do they actually use him for public transportation? It looks like I'm googling it and it looks like it's called a bug stop. Wow. Wow. Okay, Kotaku.
I'm just a fan of him. Like I really like his. He's square. I don't know. There's just something about him that makes me. I guess I like caterpillars just in general. Like Caterpie is a cool Pokemon, but he is just like an absolute unit. Like he's just a square little chunky boy. Like he doesn't make any sense. And so as Pokemon has pivoted more to like these weird things where like, oh, that Pokemon's a washing machine and that one's a chandelier. I'm like, that one's a bug bus, and I'm into him.
That's interesting. So I don't like this pick, Elijah. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna
That's
disagree here. So I'm sure you've seen My Neighbor Totoro. There's like a cat bus, and I
mhm.
feel like this is a little derivative of that, and just like less cool. So on those grounds alone, I don't like this Pokemon.
Gotcha. Well, then let's move on to your number 3 to a Pokemon that you do like.
Alrighty, number 3 is gonna be Shedinja. If I'm pronouncing that correct,
You want to know something? My number 3 is also Shedinja.
dude. It's
We're so
crazy.
good. We're so good.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. He has 1 HP at all times.
But he's like so immune to so many different things. And like the only way you can get him is by evolving the other one, but having an open slot on your team.
Yep.
That's so crazy.
Because he's like he's the ghost or whatever of like the shell, the husk.
Yeah, he's the it would typically leave behind, but it's alive somehow, which is even more terrifying. Just to think that like you could evolve and leave behind a husk that's you, but not you. So
Yeah. He was on my list, obviously. The 1 HP thing was cool. Yeah, you can only hit him if it's like a super effective attack. So something that goes against bug or ghost type. And that was one of the reasons that I picked him as well, is that he's a ghost type Pokemon and he can learn some ghost type moves, which gives Bug Team 4 again that versatility.
he's adorable too. He's got like those little eyes that are almost like Pokeballs, like injected into his face, and he has that little halo above him. I don't know. He's just like he's a cute little guy. Like I could see me running around the Viridian Forest with one of these guys and just giving him some little pets on the forehead and being like, "Good job, you little invincible but super vulnerable ninja."
Yeah, definitely. No, it's cool. I love like the crescent halo thing that he's got going on for sure.
Yeah, I think as far as the designs for the Pokemon, of all the bug Pokemon, he's really up there in just like the creativity. Because of course, he's a ghost, so he's floating, but he has like these little like mandibles, and he has interesting wings that don't really look like they would help him fly. But you would imagine that that's where the other Pokemon emerged out the back, so that was like him tearing open almost
Yeah,
at the back. Yeah, it's just I just really like everything about him, and it's like if like earlier I was saying I just don't like Kakuna. It's like if everything I dislike about Kakuna was good and equal and opposite, it would be this guy.
that's fair. That's a very fair comparison to draw. I see what you're saying on that one. Definitely.
I think Shedinja is just a cool name too. It's like shed, like you're shedding your skin, but then also ninja, which is ninjask, which is the other part. Like it's just a cool.
Oh, definitely. When I was thinking about Bug Team 4 and like potential personality types or like archetypes that they fit into, this scratches like Katana being in Suicide Squad, right? It's the, she's got like, it's got like the mysticism because it's a ghost, ooh, but also a ninja. It's, yeah. So Shedinja is just the bug version of Katana from Suicide Squad, is what I'm
I
saying.
hear you. Or like the Snake Eyes, right, from GI Joe. Like
Yeah.
that's the, yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, no, this makes complete sense. No, I'm totally tracking with you. All right, so then I guess since we had the same number 3, that means it's time for your number 2.
Golisopod, I think is how you pronounce it.
Is that the one with the crazy like cannon on its back?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, I am looking it up. See, so this is the thing. Don't like roast us online because there are so many freaking Pokemon. No, I think I was thinking of Genesect. Golisopod is actually more terrifying, but looks in the same crustacean way like Kabuto and Kabutops. Like that makes me think that how is this Pokemon not a water like rock Pokemon? How is this a bug? But yeah, please tell me why you picked it.
So again, looking for versatility. So he is in fact a water Pokemon. Like he looks kind of like a crustacean.
Mhm.
He's got like the weird like little like pokers and like a very like shell outer coating. And I think that works both for like a bug type Pokemon design as well as a water type Pokemon design. So I think that they brought that feature together to mix these two types together very well. So it's just a well-designed Pokemon, like from a visual standpoint. But he also, again, is a water Pokemon. He can learn some water moves. That's going to help on Bug Team 4. And my other note on him is that I would definitely apologize if I bumped into him at a bar because he's kind of scary looking.
He is swole. You're right. He is definitely swole. It like looks like he could handle you in a fight. I think the thing that I like kind of intrigues me about him is kind of like you were saying that like he does look like a bug even though he's a water Pokemon, and a lot of like even like a shrimp. A shrimp is just a water bug. Like shrimps is bugs. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the things that fish eat in the ocean are just bugs, but they're just in water.
Water bugs, for sure. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah, this is like shrimps is bugs. Like everyone's just like, oh, it's seafood, but this is just like a bug. It just happens to live in the ocean. So he is cool looking, but I would not have picked him on the scary factor alone because he is rather terrifying. Like I looking like I would not want to like see. I think one of the key components to any Pokemon team I build is I kind of want things that are cute, or even if they're badass, they can still appear cute. And there's no like me scratching this guy under the chin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so what would you like if you're going for the most extreme on your scale there? Like what's, intimidating but also you could scratch him on the chin. What does that Pokemon look like? Just to kind of get a reference here.
It's actually my number 2.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Good transition, friend. It's Scyther.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, he's cute-ish. He's got like that little like almost Charmeleon like head, but he
Yeah.
still has these big old slashy claw hands and the manageable amount of wings. Like he doesn't have like too many where it's like in the way, and he's like human-ish size, but not like over like he's not like towering over you like a Charizard or a Dragonite. So it's still in a we can meet eye to eye and like be like, I'm cool, we're cool.
All right, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the difference there and why that would be the line. Elijah, oh man. Spoilers here. Scyther's my number 1, dude.
Okay, well then let's get into it. Yeah, talk to me about him.
He was just like the first bug Pokemon where I was like, "Oh wow, bug Pokemon are cool." Like look at this guy. Look at him. I love like the bladed arms. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, wings, but they're not too crazy. It's not like Charizard where they're like, 80% of his mass or whatever. He's just a cool looking Pokemon.
Yeah, he almost looks like a dragon. Like he could be like if he was a Digimon, he could be a dragon Digimon. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was in any other type of game, you could definitely see him being like part dragon, part bug. I would, or like people would say like, oh, that's a dragonfly. Like that even might have been his original design directive, where they're like, let's make a dragonfly, but he's like Scyther.
It's all like there could have been like an a lowland version of Scyther that was dragon instead of flying, right?
Mm-hmm,
Like I
mm-hmm.
see what you're saying. And hey, Pokemon Company, hit me up. Let's talk about that idea I just had.
Well, and I think just like what you're saying, he's the first cool bug Pokemon. Like I think a lot of people are drawn to Scyther because of his design, the blade hands. It's like kind of praying mantisy, but like I said, he does have that Charmeleon like head and face.
Definitely.
And then like yeah, his legs aren't quite buggish either. They're not like little tendrils or tentacles. He has like flat footed like claws and stuff. So he just has a unique design amongst Pokemon. And I would say among like if we're saying like top 50 of the original 150, Scyther's definitely in that upper echelon for me always.
I agree for sure.
What were some of the other reasons you picked him as your number one?
So I mistook my experience with Flygon and Scyther for what they were. I remember my first Pokemon game was Fire Red, and Scyther was on like my original team that got me all the way through the game just because he was so cool. Yeah, I just remember really liking like the grind to get to Flygon, and for some reason I mistook Scyther and Flygon, but I remember the area that I was grinding him in, and I was like, oh wait, no, that was definitely Flygon that I was doing in that area.
Gotcha. You know, and it's funny because I kind of had a similar journey that you're having, you know, building this bug team for kind of thing with my squad in my original Pokemon runs back in the original Game Boy Pokemon. So red and blue. But for me, I always liked the slashy boys. So I had like Sandslash, and then I had Kabutops, and I had Scyther because they all had Slash, and I was like, yeah, we're just running around slashing fools. Like, yeah, they were my Slash squad. So I had three of them. They were the Slash squad, and then the other three slots were filled with like Alakazam, and then like my starter Pokemon, and then HM whore, you know, just has all the TMs and or the HMs to get past all the heads like strength and whatever.
Yeah, he's like the functional Pokemon, just there because he can do that.
Yes, exactly. Like 100%. So I guess that means I have to reveal my number one now, unless we have more notes on Scyther.
No, man, let's hear your number one.
This is you could have guessed that I'm basic. It's Butterfree, man. Butterfree's great. The Bye Bye Butterfree episode makes me cry. Butterfree's it is bug Pokemon to me. Like it simplifies it. It's a great.
Okay, I've never seen the Bye Bye Butterfree Pokemon episode. I never really watched the show growing up. I've seen a handful of the movies, but never really touched the show. I know that's going to disappoint you.
It's okay. No. Different. I mean, we grew up different times. It's fine. Totally fine. But basically, Ash says bye to Butterfree when it's his Butterfree that he raised from a Caterpie. So it's like his first Pokemon that he like lets go because Butterfree falls in love with a girl Butterfree, and they're on this like butterfly sanctuary, and he like flies away, and he's just like, goodbye, friend. And he like chooses to let him go, and Butterfree's like, no, I'll come with you. We'll go beat the Elite Four. Then he's like, no, Butterfree, go. And of course, Butterfree can't talk, and he's just saying free. But like, I'm filling this in. And he's just like, but we have to fight the Elite Four. And he's like, defeat Giovanni. And it's like, no, we gotta, yeah, the whole thing.
That sounds beautiful. I'm looking at a screenshot of that episode right now. The blue one and the pink one. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that does seem a little basic though. Is there I mean, just you had like this an emotional connection to Butterfree, and that's why.
Yeah, but then also like I like Butterfree because it's like one of the first bug Pokemon that uses like psychic moves, so it can learn like Psybeam, and I thought Confuse and Sleep Powder. I just really liked the way that it's kind of like a Blue Mage from Final Fantasy, or that it has like those support skills. I just really enjoyed that.
Okay, interesting. No, I see what you're saying.
Butterfree again, very cute, very beautiful. So
Yeah, there could be some like I think Pokemon's pretty mild for the most part, but there could be like some gross looking bug Pokemon, dude. Bugs, like especially up close, are gross and terrifying, and like just they're scary looking creatures up close. So I'm glad that Pokemon did not traumatize me as a child, and had some like more cutesy type stuff like this for sure.
oh yeah, definitely. And like it's funny because in the way that Indiana Jones is afraid of snakes, that's exactly how Misty is in the original show. So like if you had watched along, anytime there were bugs and they were near her, she would freak the hell out. And so like I think in one of the future seasons, like Ash gets a wormhole and it like loves Misty and is always trying to be on her, and she's like, oh, bugs, blah. Like she like freaks out. So it's funny that you say that, because the original trait of Misty is that like besides like having, you know, that pent up she wants to hump Ashness, like her other main character trait was being afraid of bug Pokemon. So that's just the whole thing.
Don't like bugs and gotta hump Ash. All right.
Yeah, but can't let him know. Like it
Sure.
only internally want to hump Ash, but never say it out loud.
Well, I should watch this show at some point.
And with that brings us to the end of this episode of Top 4 and More. Anything else to say on bug Pokemon, Brando?
No, just I agree with, you know, one of the reasons that you chose it. You know, there are some very cool bug Pokemon, and they are I think an unsung arc or type in Pokemon in general.
And the good news is there are a lot of other types in Pokemon, and we might revisit this along the months and weeks and whatever. So this is something else that I think that we can rerun, because it's really fun. It is fun to give us this one framework of just types of Pokemon. I think it's really fun.
Elijah, if there were a way to like quickly check if my bug team 4 could, you know, kick your bug team 4's ass, which I mean, frankly, I think they would, but I would ask if we could do a tournament where we do, you know, blank team 4 for all of these types, and we list them, and then at the end, you determine, you know, who would win. But I don't think there's a quick way to do that.
You know, as we go along, we'll see. I'll reach out to Project Nerd and I'll see if it's in the budget to like at least get like the trainer cards like at the end of the game. You know, where it shows you and your team like who beat the Elite Four.
Yeah,
we can do something like that. We just put the Pokemon on there, and then. But I think I will echo your sentiments, and I will admit defeat. I think in a battle, like an actual fight, if there were two teams that we were going up against each other, your team would wipe the floor with mine. And I think that's just based off of my personal choices as a human.
Oh no, definitely. Like I built my team to kick ass, and you know, you built your team because, you know, butterflies or whatever.
Yeah. You summed it up great. On that note, check us out on projectnerd.com. They keep the lights on. You can find us, specifically Brandon, the owner of Me at Pokemon Battles, at Mr. Snow97 on Twitter. Me, I'm Mario RPGino. We drop every Wednesday on the Project Nerd Network. Check out Game Pitch on Mondays. But yeah, the Project Nerd gaming feed filled with gaming goodness by me and Brando. And take us out, bud.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.